Hello everyone, Warangel here, and welcome back to the adventures of Sultan Jaffar. Now in today's episode, the plan is to continue our campaign against the children of Slatlan, as well as declare war on the forces of Hagrif. If we want to try and take the entire continent before the campaign comes to an end in 3 more episodes, including this one, we need to get a move on. So yeah, while I would personally prefer to deal with the children of Slatlan first, then go after the forces of Hagrif, they are going to be in our way anyway as we make our way along the coast. You can see that Hagrif have got Yoatek and Scraghole, and if we continue over here, then we can see on the minimap actually, Dawn's Light belongs to the children of Slatlan, and I believe they own some of the territory along the coast here, if I remember the diplomacy tree right. So, let's get started by declaring some wars. Now we've got Malus Darkblade himself at the statues of the gods, and Sultan Jaffar's army is in a good position to go after him. So, let's not beat around the bush, and let's just declare war. We will bring in our allies, the Prospectors, to help, and let's see how we do in this battle. Okay, Bounce Bar is pretty much in my favour. I think it could have been interesting to try, because I mean they do have War Hydras and stuff like that. Scourge Runner Chariots. I've not used those myself yet. But the problem is, it's going to be a pretty easy fight, so let's just do that. There we go. A Pyrrhic victory, but I disagree personally. Right, we'll do that. We will of course occupy it. We've managed to kill him, defeat Malus Darkblade. Malus in the Underworld. Do not shed a tear, for this darkest, most murderous of Druki may now be with the Symphorai, deep within the Mirai, where he surely belongs. I doubt it, I really do. But the plus 30 for armor-piercing damage is going to be quite nice. More skiffle of... Ooh, Griffin Banner. Nice. Not an item I would have expected to get, playing as Araby, but since they are using the Empire mechanics, essentially, that's not too surprising, I guess. Right, what can we build at the Statue of the Gods? 1 building slot, because it hasn't been upgraded. Okay. I'll tell you what, we might as well just go ahead and upgrade that now. Can't get defenses, can't really use this for much. I will get a Sepoy Cistern, just so we can start, making this entire province to a recruitment area, just to help us out a bit. So we shall do that. But Jaffar has now moved. He's going to replenish in the next turn or two. Our human reinforcement army is making his way down. So, I thought I already gave him commands to make his way down here. I'll tell you what, let's make him move towards here for the moment. And then he can come and join with Alabas, who's going to be going after Sotek's Trail, and then start making his way then towards all these armies over here. Thank God he's got Lightning Strike. Can we actually reach Sotek's Trail? No, we're just slightly out of range. Right. So what, let's move here. We'll go into ambush so we can sneak up to them without the children knowing. So have you do that. Riza Azem is now ready to move, so we're going to get you to start making your way down towards Xotl. Now, the children of Slatlan have already laid siege to the settlement. What did they have again? So what, let's just do this. Could I win this? I don't know. They do have a lot of Temple Guard. Surprisingly a lot. Oh no, I'm not actually using the tabletop caps mod this campaign. So yeah, they got Temple Guard and Whipperdactyls, and those are going to be extremely good against my units. Yeah, I don't think it'd be wrong to me fighting this right away. Let's have a quick look on the map, just to double check. When the game eventually loads up. Yeah, it's not really a defensive map I would feel comfortable fighting, so I'm quite happy to let them try and build siege equipment and get my army down there. So if we grab SM, quickly go to here, we'll march him down. What's going to be the best way? I'll just be this way. Okay. The reason why I'm being a little careful is because we are currently now at war with Hagrif. They've got their full stack sitting right here, with Sisters of Slaughter, Dread Knights, Cauldron Chariots. Ooh. Okay. And we also got a rebellion to deal with here, an incursion. I'm hoping these guys will actually go after one of these other armies, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see. And then Alabas has moved, Jafar's moved, you've moved, and Baba. I will tell you what, let's get you marching up and go after the units here. If nothing else, it would weaken them and get him some more experience. If we can get him to go after Hag Grief, that would have been quite nice. But we'll do that next time. Right, now that we've done that, we've got 35,000 gold to spend. Well, let's spend it. So, Plain of Tuskers, we want defences here ideally. And what's the landmark? Don't want a hunting camp? Well, we haven't got much else ready to build here, apart from getting rid of the farm when I eventually do. Let's go and get that. Bagar can have that upgraded, Anything else? Excavation. What's here? Gems. Hang on. Would it be I think it might be worth not building the Grand Yazir, demolish the building, and then keep both the excavation of Akadizar's pyramid and for the gem mining as well, because that will give us a lot more money and trade resource. Yeah, we've got plenty of these as well anyway, so that's fine. We'll go for that. Let's start building. That takes 3 turns. Let's go for that for the more immediate cash. Okay, anything else quickly? Nope. It does annoy me a bit when I see this. Like, it's obviously a glitch that made it so it says building upgrades available and we can't do anything. But it's just when you look and think, oh yeah, I can upgrade there. No, I can't. Let's get that built. Alright, our hack, we could upgrade to the final tier. 12,000 though. I don't know, does it actually not give me a garrison if I pick that? Interesting. Maybe when we get a bit more spare cash. Okay, that's fine. Oh, hello. Wait a sec. Oh, the Golden Tower's been taken by the forces. Okay. Sudenburg still can't do anything here yet. Nope. No. Okay. Newmass, congratulations, you got that. That can be upgraded there, sure. We'll upgrade that, That's the problem now. I've got so much money, I just don't know what to do. Although, speaking of money, I just remembered. Right. Are we? We are good enough now with the Wood Elves. We can now buy the Lost Plateau. There we go, that cost 8,000. That was a pretty good bargain. Got now the Southlands World Edge Mountains completely under our control. So let's upgrade that. I've only got 5,000, but no, let's not bother with that. So what, let's grab... Defenses we're okay for, let's just go for that, by the way. And then we'll quickly build these. Let's go for Nomad Outposts here. Over here, we'll go for Golden Age. Okay, there we go. Right then, let's go for all these pop-ups. We didn't miss anything during the end turn phase, so don't worry about that. Let's grab Alabas. Because something I didn't take into account, and it was my stupid fault for not checking, is that the forces of Hag Grief are not a war with the children of Slatland, and I thought they were. So when it came to their end turn, I saw they were all hovering outside Dawn's Light, and yet when it came to their turn, they were actually at peace. So that didn't work out quite according to plan, but it's okay, we'll manage. We will of course let Alabas continue to Sotek's Tale, although, I just remembered, it was advised in the comments of the last episode by longtime viewer Bacala, and I was thinking about this myself, but it could be an idea to swap out wizards, because a life wizard, I reckon, would be much more useful in the monster army, because monsters are only single units, so we don't ever have to worry about them losing or having a cap to their health, because they've lost models in combat. So, while I do like life mages anyway, I think he'd be much better if we put him in the monster army. So if I get, what's his name? Al-Hazin, we'll get you to march up towards here. Luckily, it's going to be a character as well, so that's going to help things out. We'll put you guys in here. And I'm going to take the Sky Wizard and ask him to start making his way down towards here. There we go. That should sort themselves out. And then Alabastan, even though he's lost his wizard now, Should be able to take Sotek's trail quite easily. Indeed. There we go, we shall take that. Alright, some nice bonuses now for being bold. What do we get for here? To be honest... Yeah, I'll keep it, we'll upgrade that though, and upgrade that. I wouldn't mind trying to go for the Golden Tower next, just because of the landmark built in here. But I might end up doing that with the Monster Army when we get a chance. But for the moment, you can stay there. Sultan Jaffar. I am a little concerned about these armies making their way up, but since he's now getting up to full strength, I'm becoming less concerned, to be honest. And if they try making their way past, he can always go after them. So in fact, we'll move you over here for the minute. Just in case. Okay, Yasin, you can make your way down. In fact, you can make your way down towards here instead. That'll do. You're moving. You can stay there for the moment. Right, what do we want here? Sure, I'll grab that. You can get that. We'll upgrade the defenses some more here. You know what? Screw it. Let's go all the way for that. Knock out a ton of my money, but that's fine. Alright, we'll also get that. Now, what I would like to do as well is when we actually finish the building at Boaliad here, the Portal of Twilight, I want to get another army with a few Chaos characters in and stuff like that. And I want them really just to have some fun on the coastal settlements. No need to defend my own coastal lands, but to be able to go after like Sartosa here, for example. We might sail them down and to go after the Fortress of Dawn because we got Hagri forces over there. So, and plus it'd be cool to have an army with Chaos units in, you know? Right, anyway, speaking of units, successful, fantastic, and now he's level 20, which means we can make him immortal. There we go. Who needs to join up with the Chaos Gods? You just need to get to level 20 in the game. Now, Alabas, what do I want to give you? Machinator? Peerless Duelist. I should tell you what, let's give you Smoke Dance. Alright, you, good sir, my escort. We can give you... Giving you with the Warhorse, okay. Let's give you a more point and blade shield. Alright, my assassin. You got Counter-Strike. Is there nothing else I can give you right now? I still want to give him that, but that's going to be a level 15, so we've got a little way to go for that. Let's just continue giving you Counter-Strike for now then. Right, man, go from there. So, this end-turn phase was quite interesting, mainly because of some of the confederations that took place doing it. You can actually see them up on here that the children of Exotor have confederated with the cult of Sotek, but the most important one was the one underneath where the last defenders of Exotor have confederated with the children of Slatlan. Now, not only does that remove one of our enemies because of the Confederation, but the fact that the last defenders are also at war with the forces of Hagriv means that those 3 stacks that were making their way originally towards me, one of them has turned around to go after Dawn's Light, so they've managed to split them up a bit, which is quite nice to see. So let's skip through all of this. We do have an army about to land at Slatland, so what I want to do is grab Sotek, damn it. I was hoping we could actually force march back to the city in time, but looks like that's not going to be the case. No matter. We'll do another ambush. I'll set you guys up. I don't mind if the enemy wants to try and lay siege to my city when I go and kill them then. It's just a shame we don't know what they've actually got, but that's okay. Alright, let's grab... You're the Life Wizard, right. You can continue up to here then. Right. Baba. Oh yeah. The Orcos also went after the Lizardman army up here, that large one with all the Temple Guard. They did beat them, but they took so many casualties in that fight. Now we've got a major advantage now we can push forward with Riza Azem. So in fact, let's do that right now. Kill them off. Oh, you try to run away, you poor fools. Right. Thank you. Let me go down and kill them. I almost feel bad. Almost. Right. We will take the extra slaves just because why not? Alright, let's get through those. Do I want to go after the rebels here? I forgot they can get giants. I think it could be worth it just so we don't have to worry about them raiding the city anytime soon. In fact, what we could do... I'll speak to the bowman. Are you willing now to enter a defensive alliance? You want me to... Sure.
Very well.
I will join in your war against some imaginary enemies because you haven't actually selected me to do so. Right. Okay, now that we've done that, are you willing to?
Not possible.
No. What happens if I pay you? Because I've got a ton of money I'm quite happy to give you. In fact, let me see if I can swap this out.
I will do my
Perfect. Right. So now that we've got them as military allies, can I get you guys to go after those rebels outside my settlement? I don't know, can I? Perfect. Now you go and kill those for me, saves me having to deal with them. And then you guys, let's get you to go over towards the Golden Tower. You can take that. Right, where's that wizard got to? Yeah, right, you're the Sky Wizard. You can come over here. Alright, you're set up there. Jaffar... I'm going to actually get Jaffar to start sailing down. I don't mind if we actually run into any enemy forces with this army because he is quite a powerful character. So in fact, let's see if we can get him to chase after Admiral Leech. You guys are taking a ton of casualties so we stick around here. Alright, let's move you guys down here. Head towards the Statue of the Gods. Move. Thank you. Right, that's that sorted. Okay, Jaffar's moved. You have moved. Baba, I don't really know what I can get you to do. Let's just, Can you just get you down here? We might get you hunting after some characters. Okay, you're set up. You're set up. You're set up. You're set up. Alright. You can now actually join up with the army there, like I wanted you to do. There we go, there we go. Right, let's upgrade these. You can be fully upgraded. Reza Azem. Unshakable Faith. Let's continue giving you 2 points there. Yeah, that will work. Alright, so we've got 11,000 left. Alright. Settlements would help, wouldn't it? Okay, let's get that first of all. Okay, Sudenburg, that's fine. We've got 4,000 left. Morgheim. Why have I not built anything here yet? To be fair, it's not like there's a lot of stuff I can build, but still, I would have thought it would have. Yeah, that'll do. Ah. This could be a bit unfortunate. So the rebel armies actually come in to attack, and because they have giants, and I've got the mod that allows large units like giants in it to actually go and attack walls, it means that they can come and attack us straight away. Well, Banspar is heavily against us, but I want to try and fight this. So, let's fight the battle. I shall see you guys down there. Welcome everyone to the battlefield. Now for this battle, I'm taking advantage of the walls to have a strong defensive position against the Beastman siegers heading straight towards us. What I've decided to do is, on all the gaps where there isn't towers in the way, I've put my archers. So we've got them spread all along here and as well surrounding the main gates. Now, bearing in mind, this particular battle is the third time that I fought it, because the previous 2 times the game crashed about halfway doing it. So I don't know if, at the time, if my plan was going to work or not, but I stuck to it because it seemed to be working at the time anyway. But I got my archers on the gaps. We've got the center courtyard here with the main gate being surrounded by archers. A unit of spearmen on the floor just to deal with giants, which I know were heading over there from previous battles. And back in it, I've got 2 units of spearmen down here. Some warriors then basically bunched up behind the towers for the moment. And over here on my right flank next to the secondary gate, I've got my 3 units of Arabian Knights, just to swoop out and go after vulnerable targets out here. In the meantime, though, the enemy is bringing a lot of their force straight towards the walls itself. Unfortunately, I do know where a couple of them were, mainly because of them having the Vanguard and the Stalk ability, but that was okay. Most of the firepower at the beginning of the battle was actually focused on this unit of Harpies. I did get the towers to try and go after units like the Giants over here, which is why a few arrow shots are heading over there. But typically most of my bowmen on this wall was actually shooting at the Harpies to good effect, doing a lot of damage to them. Now, luckily for me, they actually come to attack not only the archers, but the units of Arabian warriors on the wall. So it's going to be a pretty one-sided fight, so I'm not too fussed about that. But this is actually going to be quite a big grind over here. The reason being is that the enemy's infantry, all these Gauls and, what they're called? The young, smaller ones? Hang on. I can't remember. Crap. Vigors. Ungors, thank you, game. But they are going to start making their way up onto the walls, and it's just going to be a slaughter over here from both sides. But to try and help things out a bit, what I ended up doing is pulling off my archers, so they're now on the wall here ready to shoot into the enemy. And I'm starting to spread out my infantry that are up on the walls, so we can stop as much of the enemy's attacks coming up as possible. Now, bearing in mind, we will have the advantage in terms of not being as tired because of them climbing up the walls, but we have to balance that with the fact that their Gors and Ungors are just going to be good troops, especially when you consider that a lot of my troops down here are the slaves, which are just not that good at all. But I will end up sending my spearmen up down from the floor up onto the wall just to try and help hold. And like I said, it's going to be a major slaughter here where everyone's focusing on infantry there. While that's happening, though, what I've decided to do is bring my knights, I should say, out of the walls through the gates, and they're first of all going after this unit of Chaos Warhounds. These Beastigors have been attacked for quite some time by all the archers around it, so I'm pulling them away because these guys are still going to be pretty effective in a fight. And the reason why as well I don't want to fight them is because I've got other targets in mind. If I head towards the gate, you can see that there's a giant knocking down the gate. And because of the mod that large units can attack walls, we've got our giant heroes that are going after the wall itself and doing a lot more damage to the wall than this one is doing to the gates. So, unfortunately, that's an annoyance we just have to deal with. But their Beast Lord is currently by himself invulnerable. So while I try and outmaneuver the enemy Beastigor units and deal with any other ones coming in, I'm getting all my Arabian Knights eventually to charge straight down into them. The enemy did send this unit of Chaos Warhounds in order to try and basically chase after us, but again, we're going to have the major advantage here. So what I end up doing is getting one of my units to go after the Warhounds, and the other ones are just going to swoop around and actually go after their Beast Lord. The plan was to try and eliminate the Beast Lord as quickly as I can to cause the debuffs to the enemy's morale. So that's why we've got archers focus and fire down here and all sorts. And although it doesn't particularly help that I can't really target the giants. Now this particular giant's going to have a bit of luck because this next hit smashes my wall down and kills a whole bunch of the archers up on the wall. Quite unfortunate, but not much I can do about it. Luckily for me though, he doesn't decide to try and come in and go after my spearmen. Instead he pulls back to go after my knights attacking their Beast Lord, who's also getting some help from the Gore herd coming over this way. So seeing this unit coming in as well as the giant, I decided to pull my troops back. We've still got archers firing down on their position now, targeting these very low armoured Gore units. So that's quite handy. While that's been going on over here, we've actually killed off that other unit of Warhounds. They're starting to make their way off the map. We've got another unit that returned to come back over here. We've now got them to shatter completely, which is great news. And we're just pulling back now away from the Gore herd as well as the Beastigors. I do want to try and kill the Beastigors as quickly as we can, and even though they've got high armor, we still seem to do a ton of damage with the archers all scattered around the place. But anyway, now that they've decided to try and move away, I've ended up focusing my attention mainly on the giants. And just to give a recap as well, the reason why I'm not focusing so much over here is because, like I said, it's a slaughter. I've just got loads of infantry, Shaka slaves, my spearmen, warriors, all here trying to hold back these gore herds. Now, luckily for me, these ones, for example, these gores are losing slightly in the combat, but then other places, they're just taking a long time to die, basically. So we're just holding them in place the best we can, whereas most of the action is taking place over this side. Now again, I've managed to catch up to their Beast Lord. Luckily for me, the Beastigor unit is ignored my knights, so the Beast Lord has been heavily outnumbered by my knights, but he's still doing a fair bit of damage. He's managed to kill 20 of my knights. He hasn't fought any other unit but them, and he's already doing pretty well against them. But as you would have saw popped up as well, the gates have now smashed in, so the giant's going after my spearman unit, and it's not going to be looking too good for my spearmen, especially as this other giant makes his way through the wall to attack him from the rear. Very unfortunate. Now what I end up doing, as you can see here, is get to my two bowman units that I pulled down from the walls to start shooting over and trying to kill off the giants. Thanks to the low armor, they're going to be able to take a damage very quickly, but it's just a case of trying to shoot them as much as I can. I also end up switching around this unit here. Instead of focusing down here, where there's now not much in the way of enemies left, I end up switching their attention to try and go after the Ungors and Gore herds up on this section of the wall, and they end up doing quite a lot of damage, enough in order to get this unit here to waver, for example, and eventually break. But while they're trying to do that, I am keeping the spearmen over here, just keeping the giants as distracted as possible. This one's getting the shot at, so that's the one who's going to be dying quite quickly. But I've also sent in archer units that have used up all their arrows, well, apart from this one, they seem to get caught. But basically trying to keep them pinned in position while I deal with their beast lord still outside. Now, he's still hanging on in there. He's still got 1,000 health. He's slowly taking damage, but what I'm mainly trying to do is get him to break. It's going to take a little while for that to happen, though, but when it does, we're going to see things change rapidly in the battle. Now, over here, though, we've got a bowman moving away. This one's moving out of the way to try and distract the giant a bit more. We've managed to already kill that other giant, thankfully, so that's good news. I'm getting the bowmen then in the meantime to try and shoot down some more of the beastigors. Especially as they turn around, they're going to be much more vulnerable to arrow fire. Likewise over here, things are going quite okay. The enemy is still reinforcing the position. You can see over here that the beastmen have got a major advantage in terms of the fight compared to my Sharka slaves and spearmen still fighting away. But we have now got an opportunity here. The Beast Lord has started to rout, and you can see his health going lower and lower and lower, to the point that we will kill him in just a second. There we go. And that's going to be enough now to start causing some major debuffs to the enemy's morale. You can see if I hover over here, for example, that their leadership has jumped down to 12. They've managed to last all this time in the battle, but that's not going to be enough for them. Up on the walls, though, the enemy is basically routed completely. All their infantry is starting to retreat. The only things left at this point is the beast scores that are starting to waver. I'm bringing in my knights in just to try and make sure we can chase after them and kill as much of them as possible. And the giant itself. That's already having his morale just disappear completely. And in a position now that it's starting to retreat. And with that, really, the battle is mine. Now, I don't want to be bothered by this beastman army in the future, so I'm using my knights in particular to chase down as much of the enemy's army as possible. The beast giant is going to try and make his way through the gate. I'm sending knights to chase that one down in particular. We also got my spearmen over here that I've actually pinned quite a few of the gore herds retreating away as well, so that's going to help things out. Arabian knights are going to come around as well to try and kill off a few of them, and thanks to the fact as well that the enemy have been fighting my troops on the wall and how much troops we do have up here, a lot of the enemy are getting killed before they even make their way off, which is fantastic news. So it's going to be very much a slaughter now as we chase down the remnants. And if we hover over here, Okay, that actually didn't help, but you can see how much I lost. Nearly 1,000 troops in that fight. Simply because of how the grind was up on the wall here. But luckily it worked out. We got archers now firing away as well, just to try and do a bit more damage. This unit here of Ungor spearmen were lucky that they managed to get away with so many of their numbers. I did send knights to chase them down, but as soon as their troops really started making their way to the edge of the battlefield, that unit counted as being retreated. But yeah, I was quite happy to say victory was mine. The one that made me laugh was watching this situation here. The giant was really trying his best to make his way off the battlefield, and as you can see, the knights were just chasing after it, hacking it down bit by bit by bit. Eventually it manages to kill him just as it gets near the edge of the battlefield, so didn't have to worry about potentially having to deal with it in a later battle. But there you have it, guys. The battle belongs to me. So with this, see you guys back on the campaign map. Oh, thank God that battle is over. Not because I did badly, because as you can see I didn't, but the fact that I fought that battle 3 times. Thanks to the game deciding to crash in the first 2 attempts of the battle, 3rd time luckily was the charm. So, we managed to win the battle, defeat the, incursion, and wipe out pretty much the entire enemy army apart from these 2 units. So, quite happy with that result. Let's pardon the captives, or enslave the beastmen and sell them into slavery, I guess. Fame elsewhere. Luckily, though, they're not going to be a challenge for us anymore, Exosotl, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, sure. +5 leadership. Oh, crap, what did I just push? There's something about oh, hang on, this one. Okay, so we excavated the tomb, but I have no idea what the result was. Whoops. Damn thing. Anyway. So we also got the Bowmen of Orion coming in to defeat that Beastman army that we've just defeated, so no biggie. Right. Let's get through this turn, and then we'll bring the episode to an end, I think. I will get some defenses here at Morkheim. Let's see, Numas, you can have that upgraded. That's already been done. Got nearly 40,000 to spend. What can I actually spend all this money on? Lost Plateau. We could go for that. I'm just going to give you defenses. Might come in handy, you never know. Alright, we'll upgrade that. Oh, right, we actually finished our looted Gates of Ivory. So this is going to reduce our diplomatic relations with the Prospectors, but it's given us quite a bit of money, so I'm not going to complain. You can have that. But we've got the excavation. I was going to go for gems, wasn't I? We'll go for that. We'll get these upgraded too. Anything else? You're all done. Sure, we'll go for that. Okay, here. We'll grab that. Grab defenses. We'll upgrade that as well, because why not? Okay, Sudenberg can't do anything here. That's all fine. That could be upgraded, sure. Right, that's everything. I'm still waiting for a chance here at the Ash River. Is it the Ash River? No, it's down here, isn't it? Shifting Sands. I'm still waiting for the opportunity to build a landmark building here at Castlebar. We have to wait though for it to become a tier 5 settlement, and we've got a long way to go. I am trying to help by increasing growth a bit here and there. In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to demolish this. I will replace it eventually, because we are making some money from this place, but I would like to try and get the, the growth building, just to try and get that done a bit more quickly. But, in the meantime, right, we could have these guys go up there, but I did spot another army of the Dark Elves somewhere around here, so I would like to try and deal with that if at all possible. Let's move you guys up a little bit. Push you through the woods. I'm not going to let you come here, although... yeah, we'll let you stay there for the minute. Right, you are coming over here, right. Let's get you into the settlement first. You can eventually come and join them. So make your way over towards here. And we'll see what the enemy army's got planned for Slatland then. Right, you can make your way up towards here. You go and focus on taking out Admiral Leech. We should be able to win this fight pretty easily. When it gets closer. Yeah, there we go. Decisive victory. We will enslave the captives and put them into chains. Pick up those. Right. I'm going to force these guys now to start making their way over towards here, so we can maybe either deal with them or push down towards Dawn's Light, which has been burnt to the ground. Okay, okay. You've moved, you've moved. Alright. I'll tell you what happens if I asked you to... Okay, just do that then. Alright, again, we'll take the captives prisoner, let the remnants run off. Our replenishment will allow us to get done within 2 turns. The armor of metallic iron. That could be useful for him. What's he got at the moment? Oh yeah, that'd be definitely much better. Let's swap that out. Right, yeah, we'll go for that. I've got a better weapon for you. Tormentor Sword, I like that. Right, we'll let you upgrade eventually too. Where is my other army? Ah, there he is. Right. I'm not going to worry about the Red Horn tribe. We are just going to continue... In fact, it might be better to have you just push down here. Now, I'll bring you around this way, just in case. Alright, Alabas, let's have you sorted out. I still want to get him a Griffin eventually, but he's got another 2 turns to go. I think we'll go for... Let's go for armor piercing damage, just because that might come in handy. Alright, Mustafa, let's give you another point there. Right. How many more turns have we got until we can get our hands on the Portal of Twilight again? 2 more turns. Okay. And that gives me access to Chaos Knights, Spyrin. What I'll do then is, if we head back down to the Wizard Caliph's Palace, I'm going to recruit another Lord here, and I'm going to make it so he can have a few Arabian Guard get recruited, and then we can supplement them with the Chaos units. Looks like we've only got the option of Corsair or Corsair. Well, you're actually a level 2, so I'll go for you, unless... Did I not get the building somewhere that allows me to upgrade? Oh no, it's just a faction right bonus. Okay, never mind. Alright, where's the closest thing? Probably here, because then we can just bring him up around this way. So yeah, what we'll go for... Walid al-Taki. Alright, stick you in there. And yeah, Arabian Guard just gets a whole bunch of you guys. There we go. Yeah, we do that. In fact, what we could do then is, if they're still recruiting while the Portal Twilight is finished, we can just recruit a general, start the recruiting there, and go from there. And that could work. And let's move you back over here. You're going to have that. And I think for your army, I'm also going to go for Hardened by the Deserts. I think that could work out quite nicely for you. Right. Okay then, guys. I think I'm just going to leave it here for today. So, next episode, once we skip through all the pop-ups, we'll go after Hagri for full force in order to finish them off once and for all. We've got an opportunity here now to go after some weakened forces down at Dawn's Light, thanks to them colonising the place. We do have, like, Inabas ready to move forward. We've got other forces around the area, like we can push down towards the Golden Tower, although, just noticed they got a 20 stack. That might be interesting. We'll see if we can get the Dark Elves to actually go after them. Perfect. We'll let them do that. We'll finish our fighting off down here then, and then what we'll do is head along the coast, go after the last defenders, and hopefully by episode 20, we should be able to bring this campaign to a finish, with the entire continent belonging to us, which will be quite cool. But let's leave it here, guys, for now. So, thank you very much for watching today's one. I hope you all enjoyed, and that you do join me next time, of course, for some more Warhammer. But until then, everybody, take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now.